Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Wayward Somethings podcast. I'm Joelle, and I'm going to be joined in just a sec by my friend Rachel. And today we'll be talking about the second ever episode of Supernatural, the Wendigo episode. Scary stuff. Rachel, for some reason, decides to start off this episode eating, so I deeply apologize for that.
Well, you can't assign homework last minute and expect it to get done.
I can do whatever I want.
You can, just been doing stuff, man.
What kind of stuff? You don't have stuff.
I got stuff, man. Actually, Blake and I watched Supernatural this morning, and I asked him if he wanted to go back and watch the Wendigo, because I was supposed to watch it, and he just kind of gave me this look. He didn't want to go back. I was like, okay. We could give it a shot. I mean, I have seen it somewhat recently.
Are you gonna eat? Are you eating right now?
I guess I can stop eating.
Yeah, I think that would be professional, Rachel. We're professional podcasters.
Absolutely not professional podcasters. If we were, this would be making us money.
Yeah. And I would have actually posted it somewhere.
I like how you made a YouTube channel for us.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's where people put podcasts.
Some people put podcasts on YouTube.
Really? Huh.
I mean, I can figure out where else to put this, but I don't want to, broadcast it too wide. People might listen to it.
It's true. Scary.
I'm going to look up the synopsis for this episode.
Maybe I'll play it in the background.
Season 1, episode... The episode? You want to play the episode in the background?
Yeah, man.
Why? Oh, you can watch it while you're doing the podcast instead of...
I'm sorry, that's the kind, I always did my homework as a child, and then, as an adult, it's like, what the heck?
Oh my god, stop eating.
I'll stop when we start.
We are started. I'm already recording. This is all going online.
Oh, I'll stop after this one blackberry. I need my fruit, man.
For what? For what?
Very important. Vitamins and stuff.
So I'm on the Supernatural wiki.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Yes.
I'm sure that this will be better than the Wikipedia synopsis. My dogs are chewing bones in the background. Can you hear them?
No.
Good. Okay, Rachel, you ready to
Yes.
start? Don't mention your social security number anymore. You know how you're always telling me your social security number?
It's just...
Stop doing that.
Oh, you're right. I know. I love saying it so much.
It's got so many sevens in it. It's very pleasing.
Yes. Oh, well, so I've got the episode playing in front of me.
Great. Good preparation. You know what? I watched the episode in the last hour or so.
Yes.
And I was taking notes while I did it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, I apologize for not doing my due diligence.
I just have a terrible memory when it comes to I can watch something and then be completely oblivious to what happened.
I know, right?
After. I could not tell you what happens in any of the Mission Impossible movies. And we watched them all. We did a marathon.
We did. Well, we go. That was fun.
Those are terrible movies. Anyway.
I said I was gonna stop eating, but now I pulled out the gummies.
Stop. This is not an ASMR podcast.
I just got...
I don't want to hear you smacking away.
I just got 3 gummies left.
Ugh.
Oh no, ma'am. I came out of my haircut and I got peckish, okay? Want a snacky snack.
Your body wants to regrow that hair you just took away.
Yeah. I'm trying to fatten up for the winter.
It's important. You're hibernating, I forgot.
It turned cold this weekend and, gotta.
It's been cold here, dude. Well, it's been like all over the place, but for the most part, it's been cold. I got heat on and everything.
That sucks. Let's see, it looks like, I guess lows will be in the 40s a couple days this week.
That sucks.
That's cold.
That is cold.
And then, I don't know, right now it's doing some stupid misty thing outside. It's going to be raining tomorrow, but like the next 3 days.
I'm sure that the people listening to this recording of our conversation are enjoying hearing what the weather in Texas was in October of 2020.
I mean, you're the one that started recording prematurely.
It's all content, Rachel. It's all for the internet.
Ah, crud.
People don't talk to each other anymore. They just post it on the internet.
Oh, yeah. I guess I don't know why I would want to talk to you. Just talk to you.
Yeah, well, why would we want to talk to each other?
I know. Stupid. Man, it looks like it's going to start raining tonight, and it's just not going to stop.
Well, that is terrible.
I hate cold rain.
Almost as terrible as that time that some campers were on Blackwater Ridge.
Oh, heck! We're starting!
We're starting. Oh, except the dogs. Shush, shush.
That was actually scary because I'm watching a movie and the dude screams right when your dog barked. And it was scary.
So, okay, it starts with some dudes and a guy from Glee camping in a tent and playing like video games with each other.
And they're wearing those necklaces that were totally in at the time.
So in. There's a lot of like rewatching this show. I'm like, oh, this was the past. Because you don't think of like when we were in high school as being like a time period like with any like recognizable tropes.
But it sure is.
It sure is. Oh.
Yep. The dude's wearing that necklace with all the shells on it.
Yeah.
I had a necklace like that.
There's
that
another
was
part
the coolest thing ever.
I had one too. Oh, everyone had one.
I mean, they're cool shells. Like, they're cowrie shells. They're really cool.
So cool.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to wear it? I don't know why it ever went out.
So, all right, you're about to get, since you're watching the episode right now, there's like a jump scare coming up. Are you at Sam?
Yep.
They cut to after you see the campers all get murdered or whatever.
Yes.
They cut to Sam going to Jess's grave.
Yep, he's there with flowers.
And he's doing some acting. He's tearing up. It's acting. And then there's a jump scare, and it genuinely startled me when it happened.
Yeah, it is actually a scary jump scare.
Yeah, and I like, even though I've seen this episode 1,000 times, I was like, oh, I forgot.
Yep. No, it's jumpy, man.
And then he wakes up in the car with Dean.
Yes. Oh, here it is.
Oh, did it happen?
It happened.
So scary.
And then Dean looks a little worried. He's like, ooh.
Yeah, Dean's in his big brother mode where he's worried about Sammy. Gotta take care of Sammy.
Yes.
You know, rewatching this, like, it strikes me how little they look like they're related to each other.
Not at all.
I don't think it's genetically possible for those two people to be made by the same two people.
I mean, yeah. No, they're completely different.
I mean, one of them is like 2 feet taller than the other. I think they have different eye colors, different hair colors.
Isn't Jensen actually kind of tall, though?
I mean, we could Google this and see how tall they are.
I feel like he actually is kind of tall, just when he's right up next to Sam, it does not appear that way.
I mean, they're always, like, taller than all of the women.
That's true.
Okay, so, yeah, Jensen Ackles, which, by the way, I love that you referred to him by Jensen. Like, you guys are close.
Yeah, man, we're tight.
He's 6'1". So how tall is Jared Padalecki? He's gotta be massive.
6'4".
Whew. That's tall.
What? But that's only 3 inches difference.
Why does he look so much? Is it the hair?
He does look much taller.
He looks so much taller. It's like he's on legs. Hey, dogs! Dogs, don't do that. We're on the internet.
I don't know. Maybe 3 inches is a lot. I mean, I look much shorter than you.
Yeah. How tall are you? I'm 5'5".
I'm not quite 5'1".
Okay, so like, we're about the same difference as Jared and Jensen.
So, yeah, I guess, is that really just 3 inches, though? Like, they're standing right side by side right now. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it looks like a foot. It looks like a full foot.
Is Jared wearing weird shoes?
Jared wears heels. That's a thing that he does on set and just in his life.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe for some reason they, like, wanted him to look taller than him. Taller than Jensen Ackles. But I don't really know why they would want that. Because it just, like, drives home the reality that these two dudes are not related to each other.
Yeah, maybe. Man. I don't know. By the way, side panel at work, one of the guys, he'll ask me, he's like, what are you, like, 5? I think he said either 5'2" or 5'3". He's 5'2". He's like, yeah, you're 5'2". I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not quite 5'1". And he's like, no, you're the same height as my wife. She's 5'2". I'm like, look, dude. At no time in my life have I ever measured at 5'2".
That you couldn't possibly know how tall you are.
I know. And he's like, no, you're the same height as my wife. I'm like, look, dude, I'm wearing these running shoes and they got a little bit of a heel on them right now. All right? I'm telling you, I've never measured at 5'2".
I'm gonna, like, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna open the back door so maybe the dogs will go out there and make noise out there. Okay, so they're in Baby. They're driving to whatever the coordinates were that John left for them in the last episode.
Yes.
Can we talk about, like, John's plan for them? Their dad's plan is just a weird plan.
It's super weird. I don't understand why he was so vague.
Yeah.
I mean, just if you want someone to do something, you don't just drop off a notebook and hope they kind of understand.
Exactly. So we don't really know how the police got the notebook in the first place. Maybe John just, like, dropped it off at the police station, like, hey, I'm gonna give my sons, like, vague instructions for something.
And I'm gonna bet they're gonna get arrested when they roll into town.
I really want them to have an arc that will last an entire season. So if I could just leave this with you.
Yes.
Yeah. So then what happens? Then they go to, like, well, I guess I have the synopsis open. So they apparently, the synopsis starts by saying, after spending a week in Palo Alto looking for the thing that killed Jessica, Sam and Dean head to Blackwater Ridge, and the coordinates that their father left in his journal.
When were they in Palo Alto?
Yeah, I don't remember them saying that they were, like, hanging out in California.
I don't remember that at all. How legit is this Supernatural wiki?
It's so legit. It's too legit.
But, I mean, they were in Palo Alto.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Alright.
Alright?
Alright. So they go...
I'm reading this comment online, and this person who actually saw them in person says, compared to most other people, Ackles is tall and Padalecki is the friggin' jolly green giant.
It's weird, though, because, like, most actors, that's, like, a stereotype that actors are always kind of short with big heads. But they're both giant with big heads.
Yes. Misha's a normal height. He's 5'11".
Yeah, Misha's a human being. Anyway, they show up at the Rangers station.
Yes.
And they're standing around the map, and they're like, Sam's doing that thing, like describing where they're going, basically. And then
Yes.
they're like, their story here that they give the ranger is one of the few believable things that they claim. Like, they're always claiming to be FBI agents and stuff when they're clearly like 20 years old.
Yes.
But here they're like, oh, we're college students. Totally believable. And this time, this guy doesn't believe them. He's like, no, you're not. And then, so Dean gets interested in this woman that the park ranger says, oh, you're a friend of Haley's.
Yeah, who's Haley, man?
Who's Haley? So Dean wants to go investigate, and Sam's doing his broody thing. God, you know what I was thinking when I was watching this episode too? Is like, so Jared Padalecki is going to be Walker, Texas Ranger now, or whatever. They're rebooting that.
That's perfect.
Rebooting that. But I'm really excited to watch that because I want to see him in some show where he's not just like a naggy, whiny, like spoil sport. I love Sam. Sam's great, but like his character, especially in the first few seasons, he's just constantly bitching about things.
Wait, Sam's gonna be Walker, Texas Ranger?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Jensen.
No, Jensen's gonna be in that TV show The Boys, and Jared Padalecki is gonna be in.
Because I could see Jensen as the Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, I mean they're both Texas boys. They both could do it. I don't even know if Chuck Norris was Texan or is Texan. He's not dead, but
he's not dead. Don't say that. Well, hey man, that's gonna be cool. Yeah, Sam does. He's pretty mopey.
There's like the odd episode. There's like that episode with the first one with the trickster where they're like, you get to see Jared Padalecki be kind of silly and funny, where he's doing the story from like Dean's perspective.
It was hilarious.
And it makes me think like he's probably a pretty good actor. Like he's a decent actor, but in this show he's just it's really just for the first like 5 seasons he's just whining about everything.
He is. To be fair, a lot of rough things go down.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, his girlfriend did just die. I guess we could be like a little bit
girlfriend did just die.
No, but I mean, just shut up about it, Sam. Come on. That was last week.
Get over it already.
For real.
Oh, so they get interested in this Haley girl.
Yeah, so they go to investigate this Haley girl. And she's like living with her 2 brothers, and their parents are dead because they're like Disney princesses or something. And the thing that bothers me about that premise is like the Rangers are refusing to investigate this because he signed some like waiver that he would be in the canyon for till a certain date.
Yeah.
But like he was calling in daily and then he stopped calling in.
Yeah.
That seems like a red flag that they would still care enough to investigate.
Yeah, in real life, I don't know what they would do. I guess we could call legit ranger service and ask them. Yeah, we should be like, hey, hypothetical.
A dude goes missing with one of the actors from Glee. And then he stops calling his sister. Do you go look for him? Especially, like, there's been a lot of grizzly attacks, supposedly grizzly attacks, but they don't believe that it's really grizzlies. Is it really grizzlies? No, of course not. It's supernatural. And then what happens? They,
see, now they're sitting in a room and they're talking about, doing a little research, looking at papers. Oh, they're not, they're in a bar looking at.
Yeah, this is like the first scene. They live in bars, typically, but this is like the first episode where they're like, you're getting into like the swing of a typical supernatural episode where they're driving and talking about their feelings, and then they're in a bar and Dean's sitting on the waitress.
They're looking at a video, that video he sent her, and they're pausing it and looking at.
Oh, so this is another thing that was like, oh, okay, this is the past, because Sam has to say, hey, he downloaded this video. He downloaded this video onto the laptop. The fact that that's, like, worth saying makes me feel like this is the past. Like, before people were just like, of course you downloaded the video onto your laptop. That's what you would do.
That is true.
And then they go and see the dude that was attacked by the Wendigo before.
Yes, they're talking to him now, ma'am. He's acting kind of sketch, like he doesn't really want to tell him.
And this is like week 2 also of old men living in terrible houses.
Yes.
It's such a dirty house that he lives in.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe when you're old, you don't care.
Yeah, or maybe, yeah, once you've been attacked by Wendigo, you just give up on, Windex.
Hey man, when you're old and your body creaks, every time you move, you don't want to move more to clean the house.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think, like, another thing that Dean says is weird after they get done talking to that dirty old man. Not dirty old man in the sense he's perverted. Just dirty in the sense that his house is dirty. But Dean says something like, demons, it's not a spirit or a demon because a demon can go through walls.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if he's referring to smoky demons, then that's true, but that doesn't seem to hold up with, like, the lore in the rest of the show.
I don't know, because sometimes they just, like, appear there.
Yeah, well, that is true. That is true.
They can't go through if they've salted the entrances.
Yeah.
Which, I guess, they don't salt the whole wall, so maybe they can't go through.
Which, again, like we were saying last week, salt in the paint would just be, like, the thing to do. I don't know why they don't do that.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, like, demons just appear. They'll just appear in the room if you don't salt the windows.
That's
a good idea. At least get in through the windows.
That's a good point.
Yes, it is.
So, and then you get a glimpse inside the trunk of their car.
Yes.
And there's a dream catcher in there. I wonder if the dream catcher has any real purpose, or they just thought it, like, looked cool. I'm going to keep this cool thing with all of my weapons.
You're right. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out in a later episode.
We don't, though, Rachel. You and I have both watched this show.
I mean, I thought maybe we forgot.
I think I would remember if they ever used, like, a dream catcher to attack a monster.
I know they don't use it to attack anything, but, maybe it came in place somewhere. I don't know. So
then they they're gonna go follow the sister and her little brother out into the woods with, like...
Before that, they talk about the word corporeal.
Oh, yeah. They do talk about the word corporeal. And they have their first little, like... Well, maybe not their first, but it's definitely some hardcore bickering going on between them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do.
And they just have the same argument over and over again for the first 5 seasons, basically. And then you flash to, like, the Glee guy, who's still alive, but then is quickly killed by the Wendigo. I think what they did with the Wendigo, like, at least in the first half of this episode, is pretty good. Like, you never get a good look at him. He's sort of always in shadow, which kind of is smart move because the CGI isn't great.
It's not.
No, but it's sort of... Yeah, by hiding it, I think you make the tension a little better.
I mean, yeah, man, I'm freaking terrified of that thing. Oh, yeah, by the way, they mention if it's a black dog in this episode.
Yeah, what's a black dog?
Well, yeah, in another episode, when they introduce the hellhounds, they start to think maybe it was a black dog. But I don't think we ever see an episode with an actual black dog. No,
there's no episode with a black dog, and I don't know Black Dog beyond, like, is that a Zeppelin song?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a Zeppelin song. I don't know if... Yeah, we never see one. They always do this thing when they're trying to, like, figure out what it is they're up against, where they're, like, listing off, like, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And they always think that the thing that it really is, like, impossible. Oh, it can't possibly be that. We've never seen one in this part of the world.
That's true.
Okay, so
I looked up a black dog on the Supernatural wiki, and when Sam and Dean were solving a case involving a Wendigo, they thought of a black dog as the creature responsible. Additionally, they also considered black dogs to be the suspects when dealing with hellhounds for the first time. From this, it could be gathered that they have similarities with hellhounds and Wendigo. Great work. Great deduction, Supernatural Wiki. However, Sam said that the lore on black dogs is pretty vague. Okay. So, while considering them to be animal spirits, while others consider them to be death omens. This statement, however, contradicts Dean's earlier description on the creature prowling Blackwater Ridge, that whatever it was they were hunting, it was corporeal. To date, Sam and Dean have never encountered an actual black dog.
Man, I feel gypped.
Yeah, I want to see. They need to make another season where with the black dog story arc where it's all black dogs all the time.
All black dog. Yes.
But anyway, yeah, that's. Do you ever think about the time that goes into writing one of these like articles on a fan site?
I mean, we basically just said all the things.
True. We could have written this article.
We could have written it in about 5 minutes. We basically just said everything that's in it.
That's true. We're supernatural experts, so we have a podcast about it. So
absolutely, we're the experts.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you're watching it right now. Are you to the point where they're like they're in the woods now?
Yeah, so I paused it because we were a little behind, but yeah, they show up and she's giving them a rough time because they're hiking in, quote, biker boots and jeans.
So 2 things about that. First of all, why are Sam and Dean not good at camping? Like, they've been raised by the survivalist crazy dad, but yet
true.
They can't camp. They only stay in hotels.
That's
if they
true.
had like a tent, I think it would make their lives a bit easier and they wouldn't have to steal so much from people.
That's true. Maybe they're scared to camp because of what they know.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, they're just as in danger in a hotel.
That's true.
Stuff can, non-corporeal things can
It's true. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Great question. I guess when they were growing up, maybe John felt it wasn't appropriate to leave his 2 children alone in the woods for weeks at a time.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe felt it was slightly more appropriate to leave them alone in a motel for weeks at a time. And then I guess they just got used to it. I don't know.
Then the other thing that, like, she's hiking in short shorts, which is a terrible thing to hike in.
Yep.
You don't want to hike in shorts. You want to hike in jeans. You're going to walk through, like, poison ivy in your short shorts or whatever. You're going to...
I mean, I wouldn't hike in jeans because that sounds crazy uncomfortable. But I don't want to hike in shorts either.
Stuff. Maybe khakis.
I would hike... I mean, there's hiking pants.
There's specifically designed hiking pants. But boots and jeans, however, if it's not too hot, and they're all wearing coats, so I don't think it's hot, seems like a perfectly reasonable thing for him to wear.
I mean, it doesn't seem too wild. It is a little dumb when Sam just slings their duffel bag over his shoulder, like.
Yeah.
Those are super uncomfortable to carry for long distances.
That would be very uncomfortable to carry. That is true.
I think it's just because he says he's a ranger, but look what he's wearing.
That is true.
He's not wearing the ranger wear. Khakis and the dark green or whatever.
Yeah, they haven't, like, dressed up lately, or yet, so far. They have, like, costumes and stuff, like, their suits, and at least. That yes. They wear sometimes. And then, so, the woods that they're walking through, it's supposed to be Colorado, but it looks so Vancouver-y. It's like most Vancouver-y Colorado.
What? How do you know?
It's just so obvious to me watching this show that, like, they're clearly in Canada.
I mean, I don't know what Canada looks like.
It looks like that. It looks like what is in the show.
Have you been to Canada?
I have been to Canada, yeah.
Oh, well, I guess maybe. Okay, then. I'll take your word for it.
Been to Canada, been to Mexico, all over the North America.
Really?
Yeah, those are the 3 countries in North America, and I've been to all of them.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
You've been to Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's right there.
Yes, I have.
You just go whenever.
That's right. No passport even needed. Just go. So it's flashing to the cave, and the dude's about to get eaten.
Oh, okay. So now the dude's about to get eaten. I
Yeah.
thought it happened a little earlier.
No, it's happening now. And that, yeah, the thing's coming, and it's all in the shadow, and it's freaking terrifying, man.
Yeah, I want to at the end of every time we discuss an episode, I want us to do a rating of how scary we think this is. We can wait till we get to the end of this episode, but I think that should be how we wrap up every.
I like that plan.
So they're walking through the woods.
Wait, let me see. Is the ranger wearing jeans? The actual
guide?
No, he's wearing hiking pants.
That's not a ranger. That's a weird tracker. I don't know. Did she post an ad on Craigslist?
I don't know what she did, but he's wearing
backwoods
hiking pants.
Are you a pseudo sort of the dude from Jurassic Park, the Australian dude, whatever his name?
Yeah, he's kind of like that.
He's a lot like that, in my opinion. I like it when Sam comes up to Dean and he's like, I need to speak with you in private. It's so snippy. It's Sam being just this little pissy girl.
Yep. Look at Dean. He looks so much happier now than he does later on in the show.
Another thing about Dean, if you look at Dean's hair, he spent hours on that. It's so meticulously done for a guy that they never really work out. They never pamper themselves, and yet they've got chiseled muscles, just definition, and then the hair is just completely perfect.
It's hunting muscles.
Hunting muscles, yeah. That's not a guy that eats double cheeseburgers and drinks 20 beers.
I think it'd be hilarious, because I could see that for them in their 20s. I think it'd be hilarious if they turned 30 and then it all changed.
Yeah, because they're working out when they're fighting monsters, but that's occasionally. That's every 2 weeks they have to do a fight.
Yep, the rest of the time they're just sitting in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could see it working out for them in their 20s.
Yeah, and
that's for lots of people.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, man, the older they get and it's still the same, you're like, yeah, that's not how it works.
So I also thought that it was. Oh, wait, are you to the part where he says saving people hunting things?
No, I don't think I am.
He says that. So Dean says that.
He does say it
line for the first time in this show.
Yeah.
And I was watching it upstairs in my bedroom, and Chris was across the hall in his office. And he heard that line. He's like, "Yeah!" We both just cheered when he said it. Saving people, hunting things, the family business.
A family business. So now I'm at the part where they walk up, and the campsite's all torn to heck apart.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like something very bad happened.
Yeah.
And Sam's looking around like, ooh, something might be out there still.
So they figure out it's a Wendigo based on what seems kind of no evidence.
I think it's later after they hear it calling.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a human voice, but it could be something else.
Could be.
He's just immediately, oh, it must be this Wendigo thing.
So they just they just knocked out Skinwalker and Black Dog.
Okay, good.
Whatever those are.
Not one of those.
I guess it's not a ghost because it's not just tethered to one spot, right?
Yeah.
So we know it's not a ghost. Oh, there. It's just called out and they all go running for it.
Mm-hmm.
After they set all their backpacks down.
Of course.
And Sam's duffel.
You gotta leave the stuff behind
Man,
facing after a voice in the woods.
Man, I don't know why you would not have a backpack.
That's like why a duffel bag. A duffel bag is an awkward thing to have. You can keep just as much stuff in a backpack as you can in a duffel bag, and a backpack is much easier to carry.
Duffel bags are freaking painful, man.
Yeah.
Hurt your shoulder.
Try carrying one of those like through an airport when you gotta like change planes.
Yes.
Not pleasant.
No. Backpacks are so much better.
Backpacks are the best.
They are the best.
This is a pro backpack podcast.
Yes. I mean, anytime I can carry something and not use my hands to do it, and it doesn't hurt me, I'm for
carry
that.
things on your head if you could have the balance.
Water.
What?
I'm thinking about that chick at the end of the Jungle Book.
Oh, yeah. I must go to fetch the water. I know what you're talking about now. That's Oh, that little girl was so slutty. It's such a weird ending to that movie.
It was a weird ending. I mean, I guess she had one job in her life, and she figured she may as well start early.
Well, yeah, she sang a song about that one job in her life. She must go to fetch the water until the day that she is grown.
And I guess she was like, shoot, I don't want to fetch the water
anymore. Yeah, I want to quickly have a daughter so that I can send her to fetch the water.
Yes.
And then she can entrap some sort of jungle man into marrying her so that they can have a daughter, and then she can fetch the water. It's an endless cycle.
It's an endless, terrible cycle. I mean, that's the only way to get a man, right?
Well, to like flash your eyes.
Give him the flirty eyes down by the river.
Oh, and then pretend that you dropped something and
Oops.
Whoops,
I dropped the water.
And you're a person who doesn't know how to speak English and clearly has never showered in your life.
Yeah, you look like a good pick.
Would you like to marry me?
Oh, man. All right, back to the show.
No, let's talk about the Jungle Book somewhere.
Back to the show. They're going to settle in and protect themselves. I don't know why they haven't decided to leave. Yeah. It seems like they definitely have enough time before it gets dark to do that.
I think, like, they want to leave, but she doesn't want to leave her brother.
That's right.
And this is also, like, the first time you see them drawing circles around things, which they do for their entire lives. They're always like, never step outside the circle. And then people are like, I'm going to step outside the circle.
To be fair, I mean, I probably would step outside the circle.
I would never step outside the circle. If Sam and Dean Winchester came up to me and said, here is this magical circle that will protect you.
I mean, knowing who they are, sure, but if it was just two random dudes.
But they're so tall, you have to listen to them.
I mean, I guess. No. Almost everyone's taller than me, so.
Yeah, then you'd have to listen to everyone.
I don't want to do that.
That would be annoying.
I don't want to do that.
Did you find that the soundtrack was like super distracting in this episode? I don't think it doesn't like seem different. It just seems like louder than it usually is.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I just found it like really distracting, and I don't know exactly why.
Maybe you were just distracted today.
Maybe.
Here, he's saying it. He said it.
Saving people. Hunting things.
And Sam says, that makes no sense. That sounds about right.
Because again, their dad's plan is weird.
Their dad's plan is super weird. I don't quite get it. You have to look past that to enjoy the show.
No, but it's yeah, that's true. Like, if he wanted his sons to hunt again, I don't know, is John kind of like a villain? Maybe he let Jess get murdered by the yellow-eyed demon to draw Sam back into the life.
Ooh, what the heck?
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly like, he's supposedly on the tail of Yellow Eyes.
Ooh.
So he had to like maybe know what was going on. He knew what was going on at Blackwater Ridge. And then he was hunting the white woman in the last, or the woman in white in the last thing. And then he just like disappeared so that Dean would go and get Sam and then bring him to investigate that crime that he just like stopped investigating.
Yeah, I don't understand all these partial hunts their dad starts.
Yeah.
And then leaves to them.
It just kind of seems like a way to force Sam to get back into life when he wants to be a lawyer for no reason.
Man, I hadn't even thought of that. That's brutal. Hey, man, they're hearing sounds now.
Oh, not sounds.
They're getting scared. They can hear it moving around. And they're telling them just to stay in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, the hunter dude is like, yeah, whatever.
I don't need to stay in the circle.
And he lives long enough to regret that choice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, what was in the duffel bag, do you think?
Probably guns and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they burn it, so I guess there was some fire stuff in there.
Yeah. So, and later in the episode, they're like going after the Wendigo. After they've said like multiple times, bullets don't work on this guy, it'll just make him mad.
Yeah.
They're going after him with guns.
Well, no, from what I can tell, Roy's going after it with a gun.
Later on, like, Sam has a gun and he's trying to like protect the people in the cave.
Oh.
That's like at the end of the episode.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. I don't know where, so they pick up like the fire stuff from the campsite, I think.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So now it's daytime again.
Good.
So they've been out there for, a day. They probably all smell really bad.
Yeah, they probably all smell really bad. Nobody's brushed their teeth. She has a point about them not bringing supplies, and that, like, where is the food that they were going to eat when they were going?
When the thing lured them out, it took all their bags.
But, like, in the duffel bag, did they have food?
I don't know. I know Dean had his M&Ms.
It kind of seemed like they didn't think that they would be out there for very long. But they have to think that their dad is out there.
Yeah.
In order for them to be going out looking in the first place.
That's true.
So what did they think their dad was doing?
I don't know. I think they figured out at this point that their dad's not there.
Yeah.
So now Dean's explaining what a Wendigo is. And he's got his little flamethrower.
Wendigo means evil that devours. They were once human, but they became something else when forced to eat human flesh to survive. Tommy may still be alive as Wendigos hibernate and just like to store food. So they follow the Wendigo's bloody trail. So if the Wendigo is like saving Tommy to eat later, does he also save like other food to feed Tommy? Does he like give him water and stuff?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering how that works. Like, Tommy's gonna die.
Because, so, it's, in the show, the Wendigo comes out every 23 years. So is he storing up enough food to last him for 23 years?
I don't think so.
It doesn't seem like it.
Based on how fast he burned through the other dudes that were camping.
Yeah, there were 2 guys with him, and he's already eaten them.
Yeah, I'm thinking no.
But anyway, so they're chasing the trail of a Wendigo. He's leaving all these claw marks on trees. And then they're sort of caught in a trap, right? When the hunter dude's body just falls from a tree.
Did that just happen?
Did it just happen? I don't know.
Oh, no, the thing's running. The thing's running.
Oh.
It's running through the woods, and they can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, now some blood's dripping on her shoulder. They like the blood drip.
Yeah, they love blood in this show. Like, blood explosions, blood drips, all of the blood.
All the blood. All right, the dude just fell out of the tree.
And it's
now they're running back to the camping circle. So a lot of this episode is them running out of circle and running back into the circle.
It's like a game of like tag or whatever. They go back to base.
Yep, they're going back to base. Oh, so Dean and Haley, I think, run into the thing, and they're gone. They get kidnapped.
They get captured by the Wendigo.
Yes.
But
Sam goes, Dean!
I love the way that Sam shouts Dean.
I know. And
that
you
loud...
get to hear it about 500 times in the show.
It's like, so it's sort of like if your dog gets off a leash, you want to shout in like a low voice because they feel like that's more commanding and they'll come back to you. That's the way that Sam shouts Dean.
It is. Like, get the heck back here.
Dean, you're in so much trouble. And then the other brother finds a peanut M&M trail.
Yes, those M&Ms came in handy.
So did Dean drop that on purpose?
I think that's the idea, but also definitely could have been not.
Just by accident.
Yeah. I mean, this thing carrying them at who knows how fast. And yeah, dude's probably spilled his M&Ms.
Yeah.
So now they're going in a kind of mining place.
I love that there's a sign on the mine that says like extremely toxic material.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Like, what is it though?
Whatever. Well, I mean, it's probably like some sort of like a silver mine or something that just poisons your lung forever and you're eventually gonna die.
Oh heck.
So if like the show goes on forever, eventually they get like mesothelioma or whatever that thing is that asbestos gives you, and they die from that.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Hey man, they just saw the Wendigo walking out, so they know he's not in the tunnel system yet.
So you kind of get a glimpse of the Wendigo at that point, like a better one.
No, this time it was still pretty
shadowy?
Pretty shadowy.
Okay.
I don't think you see it better until they kill it.
And it looks terrible when they kill it.
Yeah, it does.
It's not good CGI at all.
So they fell down a hole.
Oh,
There's some skulls and stuff.
Yeah.
And now they found Dean and Haley.
Give me just a second for my dogs to stop yelling.
What the heck, man? Don't they know we're watching a show here?
I mean, there's people outside, and they have to let us know and let the people know that like they're not allowed to be outside. And So yeah, Sam or Dean and Haley and Tommy are all hanging up in the mine, in the toxic mine.
Yep, they're on the toxic mine.
And they cut them all down, and they have moments with each of them, like, "Are you okay?" That. Over
yes. And then they find their brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tommy's just right there, too.
They think he's dead.
But he seems dead.
He looks dead.
Yeah.
No, he's not dead. He's alive.
Oh, finally. Good.
So, Dean's sitting over in the corner. I guess he's a little injured or something.
Yeah.
He only got drug away at like 100 miles an hour. So they got flare guns.
Okay, yeah, where did those flare guns come from? They came from the campsite?
I think maybe the thing took all the stuff, right? And it was hoarding all the stuff.
Oh, so they had them with them in the duffel bag.
I don't know if it was theirs or if it was the original campers. I think maybe it was the original campers bringing out flare guns. Because they were the ones going on an extended stay, right?
Yeah. For like weeks hiking. My dogs are now playing tug of war with each other. It's very intense.
So Dean's trying to lure the thing out. He's yelling to it, saying he tastes good. And Sam's with everyone else. All right, so it's flare guns. That's why they have guns.
Okay, but is what Sam is holding a flare gun, or is it like a normal gun? Because it looks like a normal gun.
I think it's a flare gun, because Dean said they had flare guns, multiple.
It really looked like a normal gun.
It probably is.
I don't know what a gun looks like.
They probably only had, normal gun prop guns.
Yeah.
But they tell us they're flare guns.
They
So
can't
that's what
afford,
it
like
is.
multiple props for this show.
I mean, who would know it would become so successful?
Who would have
Oh
thought?
heck, there's the thing.
So
he
now
tried
you
to
see it.
shoot it.
And he's like a golem looking kind of guy.
Did look kind of like a golem guy. He tried to shoot it, but it moved too fast.
Ugh.
Now it's coming after him. Tense, because they're trying to run down the hole to the light, and they're not going very fast.
Because they're all severely injured, Rachel.
I mean,
Check
I would
that
be.
judgmental tone.
I mean, just say it matter of factly, like, oh, they
Imagine, like,
shot it with the flare gun.
Oh, and then it bursts into, like...
It's burning the heck up. That seems like way more fire than a flare gun warrant.
Well, I think that, like, it just comes in contact with some kind of fire and then melts or whatever.
That's
it's
handy.
like, really burn it. It just, like, ignites.
Oh. But, yeah, no, like, if you had your arms hanging above your head, that would be extremely painful.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a good thing.
Mm-mm.
So now Jean's, like, flirting with Haley.
Of course, yes.
They're all out. Everyone's getting checked out by the EMTs.
The EMTs, like, bandage them all and spend a long time. They must have spent time, like, treating all of their, like, little scrapes and whatever before they took the dude to the hospital. The grievously injured dude to the hospital.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So they tell the police that they were attacked by a bear.
Yes, they tell them bear attack.
A bear took me hostage and hung my arms above my head for 3 weeks, and it was fun.
I know, they're gonna be like, dude, why are your shoulders so messed up? The bear tied my hands above my head.
Okay, so then Dean and Sam have like a heart-to-heart on the car, sitting on the hood of the car.
They're having a bit of a heart-to-heart.
And then Sam is agreeing to basically go along with their dad's weird-ass plan. But in the meantime, he's driving. The pause between him saying, like, but I'm driving is, like, way too long.
It's way longer than the situation warranted.
If you were Dean at that point, you'd be like, what? What? What do you want?
So now the ending scene is just them driving away in the car, but it's daylight now. And it was nighttime when the ambulance...
It was nighttime. It was, like, thoroughly nighttime.
So, I'm not sure.
Maybe they took, like, a nap in the car. They gotta be tired.
I don't know what happened, man. It's just a random scene of them driving.
They just want to use that same scene, like, for every episode, so they gotta make it, like...
Well, yeah. Kind of like, in the X-Files, when they have Mulder that's not really Mulder fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then they use that shot for the intro the whole season.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they got their money out of that shot. Well, that was Wendigo. How scary.
So I have a rating system on a scale of 1 to oh my stars.
Is oh my stars like oh my stars for real life or oh my stars for supernatural?
Oof.
I'm thinking for supernatural.
I think for supernatural because, well, we can't judge any of this by real life because Wendigos are not real. I don't know if you knew that.
What?
They're not real.
I'm glad you told me that because I was a little scared to go camping.
As long as you avoid Canada, you'll be fine.
It was Blackwater, Colorado. It really was.
So, on a scale of 1 to oh my stars, which is what your mom used to say all the time when we watched the show at your house, how scary, in the realm of supernatural, how scary would you rate this one? Knowing, keep in mind, like, the episodes that we're going to watch later on.
Oh, man. I'm going to call it an 8.
8?
It's pretty scary.
I might have been scared by this the first time I watched it, but rewatching it,
I'm judging it by that time.
By the first time you watched it, I don't think that this is, in terms of like the series in general, this is not one of the scarier episodes.
I think it is, though.
Okay, I can see, like, they draw out the tension, and it's this like incredibly powerful sort of being that they're up against.
And just in general, like creepy things out in the night that can break into your cabin and steal you away. That's scary, man.
I just feel like they face like much scarier things, even within the first season.
No, I feel like this is a scary one for me.
Okay. Wow. Difference of opinion.
I think maybe we're scared of different things.
Maybe we are scared of different things.
I think that's pretty scary. What would we didn't rate the first one though. What would we rate that?
The first one, okay, so the first one is the woman in white. I don't think that one's, I think that one is actually scarier for me. So this one I'd give like a 5.
Oh man.
Or maybe a 4. And that one I'd give like a 6, maybe a 7.
That's funny because I'm going to give that one like a 3.
Well, it's like exclusively because of her kids are the creepy part.
Well, yeah, they are super creepy. Apparently we're scared of different things.
Yeah, I'm scared of children.
You're scared of children. I'm scared of creepy things in the dark.
So we'll see how that rides out for the rest of the series.
Shoot. Yeah, man. Things breaking into your cabin at night, slashing you up. Shoot. Sucks for those other 2 guys that were camping, though.
Yeah, they're dead. They're real dead.
They're real dead.
It's lucky that, like, the guy that was the brother of the person they became, like, friends with, that guy survived. The Wendigo was, like, considerate in that, like, I'm gonna eat this guy last. I have a feeling there's a story arc going on here. He could have easily just been the first guy eaten.
He could have. And again, that thing's supposed to save them for the long winters.
Yeah, it makes no sense. At that point, like, if I was going awaking every 23 years to eat people, I would be making people into jerky, because that's how you make that last, you know?
I do know. Absolutely. I do know.
Okay, Racolita, are we done for today?
I think we're done. The next one will be Dead in the Water.
Dead in the... Oh, I remember that one. That one's creepy because it's got kids in it.
Yep, it does have kids in it. Yep. All right, so we're going to watch it ahead of time.
Ahead of time instead of during.
Well,
ma'am.
Sorry, man. You gave me a homework assignment the night before. It's just how it's going to happen.
Reflect that in your reviews of the class later on.
I sure will.
Evaluations.
Absolutely. You know I will.
Don't do that. The dean will be mad at me.
Dean. Dean.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Okay.
I'll talk to you next Sunday.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye, Boo.
Bye, Boo.
Bye, Boo.
Bye, Boo.
Bye, Boo.
Shut
Bye,
up.
Bye, Boo.